What's up, fellas? It's your boy Darkel, man, coming to another video from the rig, man. So, I'm gonna update you on what I've been up to, man. So, let me just start off by saying, I know I told you guys that I was gonna be doing a video of the classic going to shop on Tuesday. That didn't happen because Tuesday morning the sky cracked open in Central Florida. It was storming all day, lightning and thunder, and the guy canceled on me. We set it up for sometime later on this week or possibly Monday, but that's coming. Don't worry, guys, that's coming. Today I want to talk to you guys about title transfers and when you're selling a truck, a trailer, or a car from one entity to another, you know, like an LLC to another LLC, in difference of personal to personal. So I'm gonna give you a little story of what happened to me. So, you know, I bought both my Centuries, the 89 2000. I bought it from my uncle, and back since I can remember, I've always bought used cars from family and friends. I've never gone to a dealer and bought a new car. Well, I have, but always for my wife, you know what I'm saying? But I never bought one for me, myself. So every time I bought a car in the past, we will always write gifted on the title for seller price, you know what I'm saying? So we'd have to pay the taxes. And I know we shouldn't do that, but fuck that shit. I mean, everybody did it, so you know, it is what it is. That's what we used to do. You know, old school, that's what we used to do. So when I got the trucks and I went to register them at Maybach, they, you know, I sent a picture of the title. When I first got them, they were blank, and they told me, no, we need you to sign it. We need proof that the truck is yours. So, you know, my uncle's or my cousin signed it because my uncle's the company's actually under my uncle's son's name, and so he signed them at the seller, and I signed them at the purchase, and then I put in where it says seller price, I put gifted. I did not know that when you look in, the trucks are being transferred from his LLC to mine, because on the title I put American Chief Transport, which is my company. So when I get to the DMV on Monday morning, first of all, when I got to the DMV, I wasn't expecting to have to do a title transfer. I thought Maybach had already did the title transfer because I got plates on both the trucks. They're running. So when I went to DMV and I requested the title, telling me those titles are still under King Richie Trucking, which is my cousin's company. So I'm like, okay. So I said, okay, well, I got the title here, and you know, I guess Maybach never transferred it. I guess since I rent the place from them, they just need to prove the truck is mine, and they just put the place through their company. So I was, you know, that was just bad. You know, I just didn't get the right information from Maybach, but it doesn't matter. So I was there. I pull out the title. I give it to him. I'm willing to do the title transfer. She tells me she can't transfer me the title because it says gifted on the selling price. And I'm like, and I try, you know. And I know it's a lie, but you know, it is what it is. But you know, right now with COVID, you can't just walk into DMVs. You gotta make appointments. So I was gonna say anything I had to say to try to get it done. So I told him, yo, look, it was gifted. You know, and I was trying to tell him, yo, I didn't want to lie. You know, they gifted me the truck, so I didn't want to. You know, I just wrote gifted on this. She's like, well, no, it doesn't matter when it's when it's from one company to another. It has to have a selling price. So I'm like, so what do I gotta do? Do I gotta have them print a new title? And she told me, no, you just gotta. She printed out a legal document, a bill of sale from the DMV, and she highlighted some lights because you gotta go down, see the seller, have him sign right here, and then come back and see us, and then we could do the title transfer. And I was like, you know, thank God that I bought this truck for my family member that I was able to check out. You imagine I would have bought this truck for some dude in another state or something, and then I went ahead and did that fucking stupid shit. I would have been stuck. But anyway, drove down to Fort Pierce Monday night, met up with my cousin and my uncle. You know, we did it up. You know, he signed the papers, he put the selling price on there, and found out that you got to pay $70 for every 1,000. That's the taxes, and it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But we got that done. So I got a new appointment for Thursday morning at the DMV to go do the title transfer. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the reasons also why the truck didn't get sold on Monday, which is a good thing also. You know, the truck had a little issue. You know, when I was changing, when I first got it, had the original steering wheel. When I removed the original steering wheel with the steering wheel puller, I had chopped the horn wires on it. So my uncle had another steering column laying around, which is the piece that goes underneath the steering wheel. And you guys will see clips of it on the video towards the end. I'll put it in there, you know, doing the comparison, what was wrong with it, comparing it to that one and one that I put in now that it's a used one. It's not a new part, but it's used. And all these Columbias and Centuries, and I think the Coronados as well, they all got the same part. Excuse me. So anyway, so you'll get to see that clip. And so basically, the one that he had laying around, we put it in the truck, and it must have been a bad one. And, you know, so as soon as we did it and I left, I put the steering wheel a little bit tight. I told my uncle, hey, he was like, oh, come on back. That was probably a bad one. We could take the one off the Columbia. He has a Columbia that he's partying out, but I was already gone. I was like, you know what? Man, I drove it like that for months, and it was still driving like that. But you know, since this guy's trying to buy the truck, I truly believe do unto others as you want them to you. So, you know, with the whole situation with the steering wheel yesterday, because the welder canceled on me. We couldn't do the work on the pipes and all that. I went to my shop and I had him do an inspection on the truck, before I sell the truck. I know I'm getting the title on Thursday. So he did an inspection on the truck, and we found out that the drive link, I think it's called the drive link or the drag link, the arm that goes from the kingpin to the wheelbase, that's the thing that controls your steering. I think it's called the drive link. Well, that piece right there, the bushings were popped, there was grease coming out everywhere, and the mechanic told me, look, this is something that you might want to change in the future. You can still drive, but you'll probably hear like a little clunk, and it's true, I did hear a little clunk, and he told me, and I was like, you know what, we're here. I'm not like that. If you find a problem, I resolve it. So I went to Freightliner, and if you guys have that issue, you got a Century or you got a Columbia, that part at the Freightliner deal, the OEM part, it's $109 plus tax. It's like $112 out the door. So I went and bought that. We switched that yesterday, and I had the mechanic inspect it because it was getting worse. So I thought that the gearbox was going bad, but no, found out that the reason it was getting worse is because the drive link was bad. So once we did the drive link, it was driving a little better, but it was still a little bit tight. So he inspected the whole steering system. The gearbox was fine, all the joints was fine, and he determined that it was this piece underneath that was wrong. And mind you, I had not told him that I had swapped it. So when he told me that that's the piece that was wrong, I was like, that's good to know, because I already kind of knew that was the issue right there. So got that done. So I drove down to Fort Pierce. Today's Wednesday. Drove down this morning to Fort Pierce and called my uncle up. Came down here and I swapped it out, and like I said, I made little videos comparing the two, the good one and the bad one. You'll see how the good one, my uncle could just literally turn it with his fingers. The bad one, you have to like grab it. It was real tight. So we swapped it out. That solved that problem. The steering was nice and loose now. Also, I went ahead and, this truck had a small coolant leak that I didn't know was coming from, but I know I will see on the top right-hand side of the reservoir, like a ball. It was always like wet. And it wasn't a leak, like leaking, like dripping. Like it would take a long time. But after like a month, you would have to add coolant. So it was coolant escaping to somewhere. So I climbed up there and I looked and I found, I didn't find it. My uncle actually found it because I didn't see it. My uncle looked behind the bar and he's like, he found there was a small little crack in the reservoir on the top. So no coolant sits there. It's just, I guess, while you're driving and the pressure was seeping out of there, very slowly, but it was escaping. So I went ahead and bought a brand new one. I got it over there at L&L. It's one of the shops that I buy parts over there in Fort Pierce. Picked it up for like 80-something bucks, and I got that for it. Got some fresh coolant. So I'm gonna put that on there as well, man. This guy that's buying the truck is a great guy. He's going through a lot of shit right now, and I just don't want him to have to deal with nothing. So I went ahead and make sure that this truck is gonna roll. And again, even though the truck is great, I just wanted to make sure that there's no little issues, and if there are, I feel like it's my responsibility to fix it before I sell it to another guy. But that's just how your boy Dark Hill rolls. So got the new reservoir, got the new drive link, and it resolved the issue with the steering wheel. The truck's running smooth right now. It's turning smooth, and I'm real happy, man. Then tomorrow morning we're gonna get back into DMV and we're gonna do this title transfer, and then I'll be calling the guy up and see if he's gonna take the truck or not. If we're gonna be saying goodbye to the Century, or if we're not. He's been calling me. He sounds excited, so we'll see tomorrow. We'll see tomorrow. I'll be calling him up and I'll see if he wants what time we're gonna meet up. My appointment's at 9 in the morning, so we'll see if he wants to meet up right after that. But anyway, that's what it is, man. So right now I'm on the way back up. Obviously, I can't do the reservoir right now because the truck's gonna be hot, and I gotta go attend my daughter's football game. So she's a cheerleader for her team for high school, so it's the last game of the year. She wants me to go, so whatever. But I'm gonna let it cool off, and what I do is that tomorrow I'll come out here, tomorrow I'll come out here, even with the guy, so maybe later on today, maybe I'll probably go back to the yard at night and just swap it out so it'll be ready for him in the morning so he can go buy the truck. But we're gonna swap that out, man. But that's what it is, man. Real happy about that. The drive link, I did not know how serious that was. The mechanic was telling me, those drive links, if that drops, you lose control of your truck. So I was like, whoa. But it's got a brand new one on there, and I'm real happy. I'm real happy about the steering wheel, man. The steering wheel issue got resolved. That's real good, man. And I'll keep you guys posted. If the truck sells, I'll keep you guys posted. If the truck does not sell, well, then it's going to be available. I already got used to the concept of selling it, so I'll have it parked. I already canceled the plates on it, so I already told Maybach that starting next Monday to cancel the plates. So it's going to be parked. It's going to be parked, and we'll see what happens. I'll keep you guys posted. And that's what it is, guys, man. So guys, keep trucking and stay safe out there. And sometime maybe Thursday, Friday, or maybe Monday, we'll be at the metal shop to do the elbows on the Freightliner Classic. And I'll catch you in the next video. Your boy Dark Hell. Peace. All right, fellas, so this is the piece right here. This is the piece that goes right there on the steering wheel. I haven't swapped it out yet. This is the one that's in the Century now that kind of wobbles, makes the steering wheel feel hard. Happened right after I changed the steering wheel on this thing. I told you guys, if you watched the video earlier, I mentioned that I cut the wires. So here's the one that we're swapping out that came out of a Colombia. As you can see, it turns real nice and smooth. And the other one had a little wobble to it. So it's probably what our problem is, guys. So we're gonna go and swap this out. I'm gonna just go ahead and swap it out now. Right now, it wasn't that hard to do. So keep you guys posted. Let you know how it comes out. But that piece, a lot of times, it might not be your gearbox. It could just be this thing that's wrong right here. All right, fellas, so now we're gonna remove the steering wheel from the Century, the oak steering wheel. You're gonna need, this is a 1.25 inch. Get them at the AutoZone. This is what you need to remove the nut. So we're gonna remove the steering wheel and then we're gonna get back to you. So this is the bad one. You can see my uncle turning it, turn it. See how hard it is to turn? That's where the steering wheel will go. And this is the one we're gonna install now. Look how easy it turns. That was our problem. That's what it is. To mount this, you gotta make sure that this lines up correctly because there's a little slot on the side. Once you get that bolt in, it's just these 4 holes and you can see the bolts right there. Once you get that mounted up there, you're all good to go.